Hi friends, welcome to our channel. In this video, we are going to see one of the real-time Excel automation project, which is including how to loop through each Excel sheet and how to find the total Excel sheets count. After that, how to get each sheet's name. Then, how to find total number of records in each Excel sheet values. Then the final one is basic Excel macros. So I'll give you the basic Excel macro ideas. So let's see each and everything one by one. Now I will open my Excel workbook so you can see the values. So I have Excel sample workbook. Let me open this one. Here you can see I have multiple sheets. Sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 4, sheet 5 and example. Here you can see I don't have sheet 3. I have deleted the sheet 3 and I have added multiple sheets. 1, 2, 4, 5 and example. So currently there are 5 sheets are available, and in the sheet 1 you can see only there are 4 records, and in the sheet 2 there is 6 records, sheet 4 it has 8 records, sheet 5 there is 10 records, and in the example sheet there is no values. So my current requirement is I need to get the total number of records from each sheet, as well as I need to look through each Excel sheet. Then I need to get the current Excel sheet name. One by one I need to achieve everything one by one. So let's see how we can achieve that. So already I have written the code. First I will run this code. Next I'll show you how we can create the new code. So the runtime window has been started. Here you can see in the message box you can see sheet index, the first sheet. After that sheet name, sheet 1, and total number of records 4. So in the sheet 1 the total number of records is 4. Just click on OK, and after that sheet 2, sheet index 2 and sheet name sheet 2, total number of records 6. So we got exact results. The next one is 3 and sheet name 4. After that total number of records 8. 4, 5, 10. So this is the fifth sheet. Example. There is no records, 0, null values. And total number of sheets. In the Excel workbook there is 5 sheets are available. So we got the exact results. And also the data has been stored in the log file. I have captured all the information into the log file. So let me open the log file. Here you can see the first is sheet index and sheet name, as well as total number of records in the Excel sheet. So let's see how we can create the new task and achieve this. I'll go to the workbench and create the new task. First you need to open the Excel spreadsheet. For that go to Excel command, just drag and drop open spreadsheet command. Here you need to provide the spreadsheet path. So if you want to change the session name, you can do that. In the default, the session name is default. So it's not required to change the session name. If you are using multiple Excels, at the time you can change the session name, or else you can keep the same session name. That's up to you. For now I am not going to change the session name. And the spreadsheet path, just click on the 3 dot, then go to your folder and select the particular file. So I have selected. After that don't check any check boxes, specific sheet name or content header, anything. Don't check any check boxes. And if your workbook has any password, just mention the password. Just check this check box, and password to open and password to modify. Just update your password details. And if you would like to open the workbook as read only mode, you can check this checkbox to open the read only mode, or else just leave it. In my case I don't have anything, so I leave as it is and click on save. After that you need to use loop command. Go to loop and drag and drop the times loop. Here in my case I can confirm that I have between 5 to 10 Excel worksheets. In your case, if you think more than 50 or more than 100 Excel sheets, you can update any values. For now I can confirm in between 5 to 10 I have Excel worksheets. So I am updating 50 as a maximum value 50. Even you can update 500 or 1000 or anything you can update. Next you can see why I am updating the values. So in between you need to use activate sheet command. Go to Excel, use activate sheet. So here sheet by index, you need to use counter variable. Just click on insert. Hope you understand about the counter variable. How it will work like, the first time counter will be considered as 1, next time 2, third time 3, like that it will works. So here we are providing activate sheet by index. So first time it will activate the first sheet, second time second sheet, third time third sheet, like this it will activate the particular sheet. And currently I have only 5 sheets, right? So on the 6th time it will give you the error prompt. No, 6th sheet is not available, sheet by index 6 is not available, so there will be some errors. In order to avoid that, you need to use error handling command. Just drag and drop the error handling command, and if you want you can assign the errors into the, capture the errors into any of the variables. In my case, yeah, I can also assign anything. So in the clipboard I will assign error description. If you want you can assign, or else just leave it. So next, just drag and drop the message box after the end error handling. Here just display the counter variable. Click on save. Just save the task and run. Let's see how it's working. Currently we are validating total number of sheets in the Excel workbook. How many sheets are available? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As of now we have only 5 sheets, but it's in the message box it is displaying 6 sheets, because of in the counter you can see yeah, it's completed the fifth time action. When it's ready for 6th time action, there is an error occurred, so that the counter variable is reflecting as 6. So you need to use variable operations. So let me use the variable operations. Just click on add variable 1. Like the same I will add multiple variables for 3 or 4 variables. So each and every time I don't need to come and add multiple variable. VAR1, VAR2, and I will add one more thing, VAR3. So this is just for example, I have updated the name as VAR1, VAR2, VAR3. But in your case, while doing the real-time projects, you should not use the basic names. Just give the exact names. Like if you are using the get count, then just use get count, or easy to understand. Anyone should understand the variable name in future. So that just give the exact names. So I have added 3 variables, null values, without any values. I have added 3 variables. So here I am going to use variable operation. Just drag and drop the variable operation. Variable 1. Now I will use variable 1. Press F2. Counter variable -1. And the message box also I'll display variable 1 at this time. So just click on insert, save. I'll save the task and execute now. So hope you understand the concept, right? Because of, as of now we have only 5 sheets. However, while it's reading the sixth sheet, then only it can display the error. That's the reason the counter variable is showing as number 6, but the actual count is 5. So we need to subtract 1. I'll run this task now. So let's see the values. The runtime window has been started. Great. Now you can see the value is 5. Total number of sheets, 5 exact results we got. The next, how we can get the active sheet name as well as total number of records in the Excel sheets. For that, very simple, just you need to use the formulas. So instead of send keys or keystrokes or anything, just try to use the Excel formulas or else use the Excel VBA macros. If you're downloading the Excel from the web or any other folders, then before that you can create any Excel macro workbooks in your folders, so that you can use that. Instead of that, if you are using keystrokes or mouse moves or anything, what will happen is it will affect your task. Sometimes the task is failure, or else maybe everything will be collapsed. Something will happen. So try to avoid the keystrokes and mouse moves. Try to use, either you can use the Excel formulas or else macros or any other methods. Just think logical and get some other inputs. So first we got the total sheets count. So as of now we have 5 sheets, right? Next we need to get the sheet name. For that, here is the formula. In the notepad also I have a formula. So the formula is nothing but equal sign, cell and file name. Here you can see along with the file name, it displaying the sheet name. In the end you can see example, this is the sheet name. Before that it has the file name, current directory, file name, extension, everything is available. After that we have a sheet name. So using the formula, we need to split only the sheet name. For that, here is a formula. Mid of cell, file name A1, find, so we are finding the bracket, then cell file name A1 plus 1 comma 255. Even you can get the same formula from the Google, you can search the same formula. So I am going to apply this formula in one of the Excel range. After that I will delete the same formula from the same cell. I will delete. So here I have updated the formula. You can see on the range L1 I am updating the value as the formula, particular formula I have updated. Just use set cell command and specific cell. Either you can update into any of the cell, it will not affect anything, but please ensure that previously it doesn't have any other data. No, like if you are trying to update the values into range A1, I'm sure that it has any other values. So just try to update after CA or end of the columns. Just go to any of the end, in Excel end, just try to update the values. Once it's completed, we can delete the same values, no worries. And then column M, we are updating count of formula. So this will give you the total number of records in the particular Excel sheet. So in order to get the total number of records, you can use either formulas or else we have multiple options. So let me show you. Just use go to cell. In the go to cell, if you are using end of the column, it will activate the end of the column in the Excel worksheet. Then using the system variable Excel cell row, which helps to get the total number of records in the Excel sheet. So very simple. This is the this is the main method and a very easy method. Go to cell command. After that, you need to check a radio button, end of the column. So next you need to use system variable as like system variable Excel cell row. Excel cell row, which is nothing but active cell row number. It will get, it will show you whether the active cell row is 22 or 32 or 52, something like that. It will display the value. Then the next method is either you can use database. You need to connect the Excel as a database. Then using the select count, using this particular query, you can get the total number of records from the particular Excel spreadsheet. Then the next method is Excel VBA. In the Excel VBA macro, easily you can get the total number of records. Then the final method is Excel formulas. And also if you would like to use the VB script, you can use the VB script. So as per my knowledge, we can use 5 methods to get the total number of records from Excel spreadsheet. So let me copy this formula and I'll update into the values. Okay, let me copy this. Go to the Excel command using the set cells. Just drag and drop the set cell command, the specific cell. As I mentioned earlier, if you would like to update the values into range here L1 or M1, please ensure that it doesn't have any values previously. If you are not overwriting the values, that's that's very, very important. So my suggestion is please go move end of the columns like BO, BE, or else if you feel it has many columns previously values are available, then you can use AXB or end, go to end. In my case, I have only few columns, so I'll update the values into range L1, specific cell L1, and the cell value. So here we have updated the cell value as the formula, cell file name formula. And after that, I need to display the sheet name into the message box, right? For that, I need to use get cell command. Just drag and drop the get cell command, get single cell, and use the specific cell. Press F2. Sorry, here specific cell should be L1 because of we have set the values into L1, right? So we need to use the same one. And variable 2. Currently the variable 2 is empty, so I am going to use the variable 2. Just click on save. After that, I will display the sheet name into the message box. At this time, variable 2. Done. I will save the task and run. Here you can see on the message box, it is displaying the sheet name. Sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 4, and sheet 5. Then the final sheet example. After that, it is displaying the total number of sheets. Then sheet index. So as I mentioned earlier, here the variable 1 is the sheet index, right? Variable 1 is the sheet index and variable 2 is the sheet name. So next we need to get the total number of records. For that, as I mentioned earlier, either you can use any of the methods. Either if you would like to proceed with the formulas, or else use the go to cell end of the column command, or VB script, or Excel macros. Anything you can use, that's up to you. at this time I am going to use Excel formula, counter formula. You should know what is the difference between count and counter formula. So the counter formula will help you to get the total number of records. Either it can be text values or numeric values, anything it will give you the exact count. But the count formula only gives you the numeric values. It will not consider the text values. So better you can use the counter formula. Just counter. After that you need to select the either column or else you need to select the particular range. You can select. We have done. So here we have 4 records we have. We are done with that. So on the range M1, I am going to update the counter formula. For that, on the Excel command, I am going to drag and drop the set value command. Specific cell. At this time, I am going to use range M1 and cell value equal sign counter A to A. I need a entire column. Very simple counter formula. After that, A to A. Just click on save. And I am going to like the same. I am going to get the value M1 value and assign this to variable 3. So previously we have used variable 1 and 2. So currently I am going to use variable 3. So specific shell M1 and assign this to variable 3. In the message box I am going to display at this time variable 3. So here the variable 1 is total number of sheet index. Sheet index is variable 1 and sheet name variable 2 and total records. Total records is variable 3. So we have completed all the actions. I'll execute the task. So we can we can see all the values in the message box. Sheet index is not displaying. However, we are getting the sheet name and total number of records. Let's see why the sheet name is not reflecting. Sheet index, okay. I need to validate. We'll check. After that, sheet name and total number of records, it's working fine. Just we need to validate the sheet index. So where is that sheet index? Okay, because of in the variable operation it should be in the top, then only we can see. Or else we can create one more variable, variable 4. Because of the variable 1, I missed that. I have assigned this to the 12th line. There is a different variable. So let's leave as it is. It can be. On the variable 4, I am going to use or else instead of that just you can mention counter, because of already we have used the same, right? Yeah, let's run and you can see the same results. Also, it's not mandatory to use this counter variable. Instead of that, you can use the other variables. You can create the user variable, then you can assign, you can manipulate anything. So let's currently the range starts from A1. If the range starts from A5 or A6, something like that, if you are using the counter variable, it's very difficult to manipulate. So if you are using the user variables, it's very easy. So my recommendation is just create the user variables. So let me show you how we can do that. So for now we have received the same results: 5 sheets, sheet name and sheet index. Everything we got in the message box. So currently we have used counter variable, right? This is not a recommended method. Instead of that, either you can create one more user variable. Let me create this. Let me call the name as vcount. Click on save. So let me drag and drop the variable operation. Vcount. First time it should be 0, right? Let me copy paste the same. At this time it needs to be incremented. Vcount plus 1. Vcount plus 1. So first time it will reflect as 1, second time 2, third time 3, fourth time 4. Like this it will increment each and every time. Like this counter formula, it will increment it. It's very easy. It's very easy for you to make those changes. So for example, right now the range starts from A1. If the range starts from A5 or C5, C15, something like that, it's very difficult for you to use the counter formula. So that you can use like this variable operations. You can create the user variable and use the variable operations. Very easy. We can implement that. And next, the Excel macros. So mostly I am seeing you are using the keystrokes and the mouse moves command. It's 100% not recommended method. Please try to avoid the keystrokes and mouse movement. If you cannot, while using the web automations, if you cannot achieve that, try to use Manage Windows or else OC or anything. Try to use the automation in your other commands except keystrokes and the mouse command. While doing the Excel automation, I am saying most of you using the keystrokes to move to the next sheet. It's not acceptable. You can look the sheets by index or name. Anything you can do. Just think logical. Logical thinking is very, very important. You can use anything like Excel formulas or Excel macros instead of the keystrokes, because of if the bot runner he doesn't know anything, or else while the bot is running, if he is doing anything, maybe you'll see the bot failure. At the time you need to modify the code once again. So while developing the bot, please ensure to use the other commands except keystrokes and mouse moves. So Excel macros is very, very easy and simple method. So let me show you. For that you need to use developer tab. In order to add the developer tab, just go to file menu, options, customize ribbon. In the right side you can see developer. Just check this checkbox. After that you can see developer tab will be appear in your Excel spreadsheet. So next click on record macro, then OK. Here whatever the things you are doing, like auto fit. So currently I am going to auto fit, or else I am going to update 1 2 3 4. Also I am going to change the color. I have done few things, right? Let me stop the recording and I will go to the Visual Basic window. First I have using the record macro button, I have recorded everything, like whatever the actions I did, everything has been recorded. Next, go to Visual Basic, go to the module. So module 2 is available, right? It has been auto created. Whatever the action has been recorded, everything is available in the module 2. So here is that columns af.select. You don't need to know like the SQL queries. You have some logical thinking, right? That's what you are working in the Automation Anywhere. So each and every language has the same functionality, like loop and the other functions. Everything is same. So it's very easy to learn. Also, it has record macro feature. So you don't need to learn anything. Just try to use the record macro instead of the other mugger functions. Just use record macro. Very simple. We have recorded the actions, so you don't need to validate or anything. Directly you can run. Using this button, run or else F5. Use the F5 key, or else on the top you can see one arrow. Just click on this arrow. What will happen is it will replicate the same actions. Even I'll change the color and delete the values. Manually I have deleted the values. When I have run, perfect. You can see we got the same values. Using the record macro, easily you can achieve, like adding the sheets or deleting the sheets, rename the sheets, anything you can do. Color changes, conditional formatting, pivot table. If you want to create the pivot table, you can use the Excel macro method. Just Excel macro is also not a recommended method. Please try to achieve your target with the Automation Anywhere command. If you cannot achieve that, use the Excel formulas. So in case of if you cannot achieve that, then go with Excel macro command. It's also you can do that. Instead of keystrokes and mouse moves, you can use the Excel operations like Excel macro, or else any other methods you can use it. Hope I mentioned earlier. The Excel macro is very simple method. Then just you need to record the macro and you need to replicate the same. So currently the sub is available, right? Sub macro 1. In order to run the Excel macro from Automation Anywhere, just go to Automation Anywhere. Under the Excel command, you can see run Excel macro. Just drag and drop the run Excel macro. Here you need to mention the macro name. So the macro name is nothing but, here the sub is created, right? Sub macro 1. This is the macro 1. You have not written anything here. While you are recording, it has been auto created with the macro name as well as the macro details. Even you can change the macro, like macro 1 to any names or anything you can change without space. Here you cannot use the space or any other symbols. You can use underscore or else without space. It's very mandatory. In the Automation Anywhere, just you need to mention this macro name. That's it. Now you are ready to run the macros. Even I'll save the task and I'll run the macro once again. I'll delete this and I'll save the task and close the Excel workbook. Done. I have closed, and now I will save the task and execute. In the 16th line, you can say run Excel macro command is available. Using this, I am going to replicate the recorded macro. Whatever the action has been recorded, everything will be replicated. Now, let's see. The current line is line 1 of 16. So it's opening the spreadsheet. Perfect. Sheet 1 index 1 and sheet name. Total number of records. Perfect. Using this, we have achieved everything. Done. We have got the total number of sheets. Finally, the macro. Here you can see the yellow color has been highlighted as well as it's updated the values. Very simple. Just you have recorded, and after that you have run the Excel macro using the macro name. Easily we have achieved the target without anything. Done. Really thank you for your time, as well as please watch the other previous video and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Really thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.